Today I'm here to talk to you about a topic that's a little bit different from my usual topics. Today I want to get into custody of the mind and free and open source software and the proper sense of freedom and how it all just really fits together like a glove. So I know some of you are thinking, what on earth does Christian theology have anything to do with free and open source software? And some others among you are probably asking yourself, what does he mean by custody of the mind? So before I get too much further, I just want to say that yes, I am a Christian. Yes, I am a Catholic. And yes, I am proud of that fact. No, this is not a theological debate channel. No, I will not debate you. And no, that is not incense. So now let's get into the meat of it here. What a custody of the mind is a pretty actually simple idea. It's the idea that we should only take things into our mind that we consider to be conducive to becoming who we want to be. The idea that, we should only read things that contribute to us becoming a better person or watch things. An example of this might be, let's say that I want to lose weight, which I most definitely do right now. Well, if I want to lose weight, I might avoid watching things like those ridiculous mukbang challenges. Instead, I might watch something like Ethan Chablowski. Great cooking channel, by the way. Or another example is, if I was to watch a lot of porn, I would eventually become a more pornographic person. So therefore, I should avoid watching porn. Implicit in this is a fundamental rejection of the popular notion that you, vis-a-vis you, are just some sort of ghost piloting a machine, or you're an operating system running a meat suit computer. Instead, it takes a much more holistic view of you being you as a whole. As in, what you eat, that becomes part of you. What you consume, that becomes part of you, etc. Now, if you're a tech guy, you're probably asking yourself, what on earth does this have to do with free and open source software? Well, it is this. Free software is free. I know that sounds almost like a tautology, but free software is free in the proper sense of freedom. And I don't mean that old analogy of free as in free beer versus free as in free speech, although that's a relatively good analogy for communicating the point that it tries to make at the time. No, what I mean is that free software is free in the sense of ends-directed freedom, proper freedom. You see, in our modern culture, we have a tendency to view freedom as this sort of end into itself. Like, an example of this might be like a 5-year-old who is got no rules, and he's staying up past his bedtime, and he's eating as much ice cream as he wants. Well, yeah, that's freedom into an end of itself, but is that really free? I think most people would say no. Instead, a more proper view of freedom is that with responsibilities, with freedom comes responsibilities. With rights comes duties. So in other words, let's say, for example, you're a parent. Well, if you're a parent, you have the freedom to make choices for your child. But then you have the duty to make the best choices for your child that you can. Now, what does this have to do with free software? Well, the free software, as I mentioned, is a properly ordered sense of freedom. And in this case, it is directed to a good and proper end. That good and proper end is restoring to me what is my property. You see, when I buy a hammer from the hardware store, I can do whatever I want with it as long as I don't use it towards an evil ends. So yeah, okay, I can't go bash someone's skull in it because I feel like it. But you know what I can do? I can paint it with purple polka dots because I saw a cloud that day that made me like the color yellow. Or, if I want, I can put it on a bandsaw and start dissecting it slice by slice by slice just because I want to see how the steel cuts. I can dissect it to take it apart. But when it comes to computers, we should have this right, but we don't. Because so many companies want to stick their fingers into that pie that is your computer, and they want you to make you pay for the computer without you actually owning it, essentially robbing you of your property. And free software seeks to remedy this by making your computer actually yours instead of a giant piece of spyware from Microsoft or Amazon or Apple or Facebook or however many other million companies I can think of off the top of my head. And trust me, there's a lot. Now, you might be saying, yes, this is all well and good. A free software restores our natural right to our property, which is our computer. But what does this have to do with custody of the mind? Well, you see, companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google especially, Facebook, what they do is they data mine you. They take all of your data that they can get, they put it into these huge batches, and they sell it off to marketing firms for a ton of money. And what these marketing firms do is they research it and they mine this data, and they're trying to come up with ever more subtle ways to basically trick you and to market to you. Essentially, what they're trying to do is subtly manipulate you so they can make you into a good little market slave that'll just buy and consume product. And free software stands in direct opposition to this by saying, no, I'm going to take my computer and I'm going to make my computer mine and not Microsoft or Google's marketing tool so that they can mind control me. Which is essentially, let's not put too much of a fine point on it here. That's essentially what all this fancy marketing stuff is designed to do. It is designed to mind control you into buying products. And another thing is, another great part of all this is ad blocker. Every single free and open source browser, be it Brave, be it Firefox, be it GNU IceCat, which is really something special, they are all very easily set up so that you cannot run scripts. You can have your ads blocked. In fact, Brave actually comes with a lot of this stuff out of the box. So there's a lot more privacy options and a lot more freedom involved here. And ads are especially bad for custody of the mind, because when you get these, especially when you get these pornographic ads that are just put in your face, put in your face, put in your face, put in your face all the time. And it's exhausting, at least for me. But with free and open source software, you actually have the tools that you need to fight against that. So in conclusion, free and open source software is a moral good because it allows you to exercise the duty of custody of your mind on your computer, and it restores your natural rights to your own PC. So don't forget to like and subscribe and pray every day.